Hey everyone, today we're going to go over our book, Chrysanthemum by Kevin Hinckas, okay? We're doing day 2, which is mainly us focusing on our vocabulary words. So let's look at those real quick. Okay. Alright, so our first word is going to be dreadful. Dreadful means it's terrible, okay? Our next word is wilted. Wilted means to go limp or fall, and you'll notice that they compare, since chrysanthemum is named after a flower, they're going to use wilted a lot for Chrysanthemum to show you how she is feeling in the story, okay? So, wilted means to go limp or fall. Alright, the next word is appreciated. Appreciated means to understand and accept something's worth. Next we have giggled. Giggled means to laugh. Means to laugh. Our last word is beamed. Beamed means to shine brightly, okay? Alright, so we're going to go ahead and read our book, and we're going to pause every time we have a vocabulary word and discuss it, okay? Alright, Chrysanthemum by Kevin Hinckas. And remember, our theme for this week's book is to be yourself. That is our theme for this week. Here we go. Skip the page. Bernie, chill out, bud. The day she was born was the happiest day in her parents' life. She's perfect, said her mother. Absolutely, said her father. And she was. She was absolutely perfect. Her name must be everything she is, said her mother. Her name must be absolutely perfect, said her father. And it was. Chrysanthemum. Her parents named her Chrysanthemum. Chrysanthemum grew and grew and grew. And when she was old enough to appreciate it means to understand and accept something's worth. When she was old enough to appreciate it, Chrysanthemum loved her name. She loved the way it sounded when her mother woke her up. She loved the way it sounded when her father called her for dinner. And she loved the way it sounded when she whispered it to herself in the bathroom mirror. Chrysanthemum, chrysanthemum, chrysanthemum. Chrysanthemum loved the way her name looked when it was written with ink on an envelope. She loved the way it looked when it was written with icing on her birthday cake. And she loved the way it looked when she wrote it herself with her fat orange crayon. Chrysanthemum, chrysanthemum, chrysanthemum. Chrysanthemum thought her name was absolutely perfect. And then she started school. On the first day, Chrysanthemum wore her sunniest dress and her brightest smile. She ran all the way. Hooray, said Chrysanthemum. School. But when Mrs. Chudd took roll call, everyone giggled upon hearing Chrysanthemum's name. Oh, giggled. Giggled, means to laugh. It's so long, said Joe. It scarcely fits on your name tag, said Rita, pointing. I'm named after my grandmother, said Victoria. You're named after a flower. Chrysanthemum wilted. Oh, one of our words. Wilted means to go limp or fall. She did not think her name was absolutely perfect. She thought it was absolutely dreadful, which means terrible. The rest of the day was not much better. During nap time, Victoria raised her hand and informed Miss Chudd that Chrysanthemum's name was spelled with 13 letters. That's exactly half as many letters as in the alphabet, Victoria explained. Thank you for sharing that, said Miss Chudd. Now put your head down. If I had a name like yours, I'd change it, Victoria said, as the students lined up to go home. I wish I could, thought Chrysanthemum miserably. Welcome home, said her mother. Welcome home, said her father. School is no place for me, Chrysanthemum said. My name is too long. It scarcely fits on my name tag, and I'm named after a flower. Oh, pish, said her mother. Your name is beautiful. And precious, and priceless, and fascinating, and winsome, said her father. It's everything you are, said her mother. Absolutely perfect, said her father. Chrysanthemum felt much better after her favorite dinner, macaroni and cheese with ketchup, and an evening filled with hugs and kisses and paracheesy. That night, Chrysanthemum dreamed that her name was Jane, and it was an extremely pleasant dream. The next morning, Chrysanthemum wore her most comfortable jumper. She walked to school as slowly as she could. She dragged her feet in the dirt. Chrysanthemum, 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 she wrote. She even looks like a flower, said Victoria, as Chrysanthemum entered the playground. Let's pick her, said Rita, pointing. Let's smell her, said Joe. Chrysanthemum wilted. Oh, wilted means to go limp or fall. She did not think her name was absolutely perfect. She thought it was dreadful, which means terrible. The rest of the day was not much better. During nap time, Victoria raised her hand and said, A chrysanthemum is a flower. It lives in a garden with worms and other dirty things. Thank you for sharing that with us, Victoria, said Mrs. Chug. Now put your head down. I just cannot believe your name, Victoria said as the students lined up to go home. Neither can I, thought Chrysanthemum miserably. Welcome home, said her mother. Welcome home, said her father. School is no place for me, said Chrysanthemum. They say I even look like a flower. They pretended to pick me and smell me. Oh, pish, said her mother. They're just jealous. And envious, and begrudging, and discontented, and jaundiced, said her father. Who wouldn't be jealous of a name like yours, said her mother. After all, it's absolutely perfect, said her father. Chrysanthemum felt a trifle better after her favorite dessert, chocolate cake with buttercream frosting, and another evening filled with hugs and kisses and paracheesy. That night, Chrysanthemum dreamed that she really was a chrysanthemum. She sprouted leaves and petals. Victoria picked and plucked the leaves and petals one by one until there was nothing left but a scrawny stem. It was the worst nightmare of Chrysanthemum's life. Chrysanthemum wore her outfit with 7 pockets the next morning. She loaded the pockets with her most prized possessions and her good luck charms. Chrysanthemum took the longest route possible to school. She stopped and stared at each and every flower. Chrysanthemum, 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 the flowers seemed to say. That morning, the students were introduced to Miss Twinkle, the music teacher. Her voice was something out of a dream, and as was everything else about her, the students were speechless. They thought Miss Twinkle was an indescribable wonder. They went out of their way to make a nice impression. Miss Twinkle led the students in scales. Then she assigned roles for the class musical. Victoria was chosen as the dainty fairy queen. Rita was chosen as the spiffy butterfly princess. Joe was chosen as the all-important pixie messenger. And Chrysanthemum was chosen as a daisy. Chrysanthemum's a daisy, chrysanthemum's a daisy, Joe, Rita, and Victoria chanted, thinking it was wildly funny. Chrysanthemum wilted. Oh. Means to fall or go limp. She did not think her name was absolutely perfect. She thought it was dreadful, which means terrible. What's so humorous? Asked Miss Twinkle. Chrysanthemum, was the answer. Her name is so long, said Joe. It scarcely fits on a name tag, said Rita, pointing. I'm named after my grandmother, said Victoria. She's named after a flower. My name is long, said Miss Twinkle. It is, said Joe. My name would scarcely fit on a name tag, said Miss Twinkle. It would, said Rita. And, said Miss Twinkle, I'm named after a flower, too. You are, said Victoria. Yes, said Miss Twinkle. My name is Delphinium. Delphinium Twinkle. And if my baby is a girl, I'm considering Chrysanthemum as a name. I think it's absolutely perfect. Chrysanthemum could scarcely believe her ears. She blushed. She beamed. Oh, beamed means to shine brightly. She bloomed. Chrysanthemum, chrysanthemum, chrysanthemum. Joe, Rita, and Victoria looked at Chrysanthemum longingly. Call me Marigold, said Joe. I'm Carnation, said Rita, pointing. My name is Lily of the Valley, said Victoria. Chrysanthemum did not think her name was absolutely perfect. She knew it. Alright, then we have our epilogue. Remember, epilogue is like a note after the end of the book. It's like an afterthought. Okay? Overall, the class musical was a huge success. Chrysanthemum was absolutely perfect as a daisy. Victoria made the only mistake. She completely forgot her lines as a dainty fairy queen. Chrysanthemum thought it was wildly funny, and she giggled throughout the entire dance of the flowers. Oh, giggled means to laugh. Yeah. Eventually, Miss Twinkle gave birth to a healthy baby girl, and of course, she named her Chrysanthemum. Alright guys, that's our book. And for today, you are going to work on your vocabulary words. And we have done this a million times. So you know what to do. You're going to get your vocabulary sheet. Alright, and you're going to write down your word. Well, the word's already written down. You're going to write the definition, and then you're going to draw a picture of the word. And these are also on Spelling City. So you will be working on your vocabulary words for Spelling City as well today. Now remember, do not do the vocabulary test me until you are ready to take the vocabulary test on Spelling City. Okay? You can play all the other games as many times as you want, but you can only play the vocabulary test me one time. So make sure you are ready to take the test when you do that. Alright? Alright guys, I'll see you later. Bye.